4 hours into today's journey. Today's journey is over 7 hours long. 425 kilometers. Going up north now. So, left early, so by 1 o'clock in the afternoon should arrive in Monterrey. Sleep there. Spend 24 hours there. I've been noticing the roads are much quieter here. The scenery, it's more greener. Even when you look at the mountains, they are more dressed up with grass. So this is going towards the north of Colombia, between Medellin and Monterrey. No, I'm not in Japan. This is Colombia. Look at the trees here. The trees everywhere. It's an area that the trees are all blossoming. Nice, eh? That pink. Really bright, you know? On the motorway, look. I was driving at 120 kilometers per hour and I was saying to myself, what the hell is that? You know? And it's a lot of cows with two men waving red flags so people see him. Anyway, the road trip continues. Now I am driving between Monterrey and Lorita, a small town with a maybe 1 or 2 hour stopover to have a look around, and then later on all the way to Cartagena, or Cartagena, how they say it. Road is not so busy here, apart from that bit with the cows. Pass through a couple small towns as well. Nice weather still. Being very, very lucky with the weather, because apparently last week there was even floods in this area. So the journey continues. It's over 2,000 kilometers now since I picked up the car from the airport. Over 2,000 kilometers. I'll show you, look. It's now 63,499. Over 2,000 kilometers on the 12th day, because this is the 12th day now. I just stopped for a minute to show you this area, and it's extremely hot. You come out of the car, the air condition is on, you know. I stopped in this area because I noticed that, I don't know if it's rice fields or not here, you know. Look, there's the cows here walking in the water. Lots of birds, of course. It's all like flooded, you know. I don't know if it's flooded with the rain or if it's maybe rice fields here. Look, I'm disturbing the cows now as well. So, as you can see from the sign there, look. Let me see. It's 190 kilometers from Cartagena and 8 kilometers from Lorica. Hello, good morning on the road trip. We started driving early this morning. Sun is up now, so just stopped for a coffee and something to eat. Took a coffee as well. Then we keep driving. Okay, once again I stopped on my road trip. What you see here, this green thing, it's from one tree to the other. And when I was driving, I was wondering, I said, what the hell is this, you know? I mean, there's no way a person is gonna go on this, you know? But I think that they done it for the animals. Now, how will the animal know that from that tree he has to go on this green thing to go to the other side of the road and don't get hit by a car? I have no idea. But this is not the first one. There's loads, hundreds of them. And I just thought that I will stop, give the explanation and film. This is something I've never seen it anywhere in the world. But it's always from one tree to the other and it crosses the road. Beautiful. Colombia. Arrived in Cartagena. Somewhere over there is my little hotel. This should be one of the best parts to stay. And we'll see what happens. The road trip continues. Look at the motorbike driving on the fast lane, look. There's no rules whatsoever on the roads here. I've noticed that since day one. Oh well, so start to drive down now. So my lowest point with the car in Colombia was Popayan. My highest point in Colombia was Cartagena. Now started the way down. Today it's a 5.5 hour drive to Santa Cruz de la Mompox, if I'm saying it right. The scenery is completely different. Again. So it's about, I think it's about 290 kilometers today. Okay, still having fun. Still enjoying the drive, and like I said, sometimes you see weird stuff happening, like trucks trying to overtake another truck. But at least this truck is much faster. What I don't like is when the truck is trying to take over the other truck and he hasn't got enough power, you know, and they stay stuck for 15 minutes. This road is it's very quiet, you know. But today is Sunday, so maybe that's why. On the weekends the roads are always quiet. That's everywhere in the world, you know, including Colombia. If I see anything interesting, I'll put the camera on and film again. But I just wanted to give this piece of information with an update what's going on the road trip. When you're coming to a peage, you're always greeted with all these people, look, trying to sell you water, look, coffee, see? Trying to sell these type of biscuits, and they stay here in the sun the whole day, stopping cars. Look, this one he's got like a little bar. Look at him, look. I mean, they don't bother you, you know. They just wave the things. And then if you want, you buy. If not, you just keep going. It's no big deal. So on my road trip, I find, well, you always do, you know, you find all these places selling different things. And I stopped in front of this guy. Look, I just paid him. There's more along here. And then he wanted to sell me galletta ceba, then all these soft things here. He was telling me everything, how much it cost, but I decided to buy this one.
Ongoli.
Ogoli?
Ongoli.
Ongoli? Ongoli. So I bought some ongoli for 7,000 peso. And then he's got some of these.
Roquita.
Roquita. This is Roquita. And this?
Chocolate. Panocha.
Panocha.
Sí, con queso.
And this?
Vea, panocha con chepa.
Chepa. Okay, thank you very much, Fred. Bye bye, good day.
Ok, que le vaya bien.
Bye. On the journey, I've been on a lot of bridges, but this one, it's unbelievable. Apparently, it's about 2.3 kilometers. It goes that way, look, right? I don't know if you can see it on the video or not. This is Colombia. This is the road between Cartagena and Cruz de la Mompox or something. Look how far it is. How long, I mean. Wow, it's amazing, eh? Colombia, Colombia. Okay, after just over 5 hours driving, arrived in Santa Cruz de la Mompox. It's a small town, just for one night. Very green like everywhere else in Colombia. And now I'm gonna see if I can find somewhere to park the car and have a look around the city center and have something to eat, and then go back to the hotel. The town is very nice. It's nestled between two rivers. Like everywhere else, lots of motorbikes. Not as much as the big cities, but for a small town, lots of motorbikes as well. Okay. Almost 3,000 kilometers since I got the car from the airport. And the car is getting a wash. A wash even with soap. There's a lot of mud and soil underneath the wheels and everything. So a wash, it's appropriate, and the car deserves it, you know. Soap everywhere now, look. See, soap everywhere. Good job.